Hey guys, so I wanted to start, I don't really think it's a series, but I just wanted to start making videos on YouTube talking about frequently asked questions that you really don't get answers to. Sorry I'm a little bit dressed up. I am going out soon, but I'm waiting, so I wanted to answer a question. Now, I wish people did this to me when I was growing up. I'm going to be 19, so 19 in like 6 weeks, something like that. But I am still technically a teenager, but at the same time, I am a young adult, so I'm starting to make a lot of bigger decisions. You know, I'm out of high school, I'm going to be a sophomore in college. Um, my life is changing, and now it's not just let me get good grades. I'm paying my school to teach me instead, like taking relationships into marriage, thinking about kids, having your friends get married, moving, getting a house in my case. A lot of things are happening, and it's a very scary time for anybody, boys or girls, around this age group. But this obviously isn't the most difficult age group. I think it's one of the most funnest. I don't know if that's a word, but it's gonna be. It's fun, but it's extremely stressful to be at this age. Now, I'm not a big partier at all. I never went to any high school parties. I think I mentioned that in another video. But I've never been a partier at all, so I'm not like going out every weekend. I'm working almost full time. I would be working full time if I didn't go to school full time. I'm taking 5 classes. I took it this semester, I'm taking it next semester, and then I'm taking it the following semester so I can graduate and then transfer to a 4-year school. So, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, partying. So honestly, even if I wanted to, it's really not like who I am. But anyways, I'm kind of, getting off track here. It's time to shoot the rabbit. Basically, I want to create a couple videos to answer frequently asked questions by teenagers, maybe younger than me, maybe my age. And one of the most common questions asked is, why haven't I been asked out? And this is more for geared for teenagers. Even in middle school, like 7th and 8th grade is when it kind of starts, where you're like, ooh, like boyfriend and girlfriend, where you see each other like outside at school or in between the hallways. High school, it gets a little more serious, but still kind of like playing games. Once you hit college, it really gets serious. But so this is geared for like middle school and high school kids. But why haven't I been asked out? That's the question. A lot of the times when people haven't been asked out, they automatically think it's because of their looks. They're just like, oh, I'm, not good enough looking. Maybe I have a weird personality. Do I sense that awkward vibe that nobody wants to be around? To be honest, this generation has a lot less opportunities and, what's the word? It has a lot less opportunities and percentage of people, well, teenagers actually going out than our parents' generation did. Back then, they were not basically as busy as we are in this generation. In this generation, we go from like, we wake up, go to school, go to work, come home, do homework, possibly, and study, possibly, and go to bed, and then do the same thing. And then even on weekends, I know a lot of people my age and under that, go to work early Saturday and Sunday mornings. They come home, they're exhausted, and then they gotta do homework and projects again. Like, there is actually no time for dating. So if someone asked me that like 30 years ago, one, I wouldn't be born, but if I was born, it would be a totally different answer than what I have for you now. But I'm just gonna answer for these generations. Don't think of it as your looks. There's more of the more common problems with being asked out is that the people that actually like you are too nervous, and that's not something that people just say. Like, I'm one of those girls that if I like you, I will let you know. I don't like wait until you come up to me, and that's actually how I met my boyfriend. Like, I found out later that he was actually interested in me, but I made the first move. I asked him to go to a date with me, and it kind of went from there. But I am one of those people that will come up to you and tell you that I like you. And I used to never be like that because I was so insecure. And still to this day, I do not think I'm like gorgeous at all. Like, oh my god. Oh god. But, like, I used to be wicked, wicked insecure, and I used to be like, oh my god, like, he's gonna call me ugly to my face. I've only asked out a few guys, in my lifetime. Well, more recently, because I've kind of gained some self-confidence, not a ton, but like in middle school, I was going through these weird phases where I started as a major tomboy, and then I went from like, I'll put it in like shoes related version. I went from etnies to flats to sandals to wedges to heels. That's my little puberty in shoes. But if that makes any sense, I started as a tomboy, and then I progressively got girlier and girlier. And as I got girlier, my self-esteem went a little bit more up. I used to hate my long hair. I used to tie it up, put it in a hat like I was a hardcore tomboy. You would think I'm a little boy. But that was one of the main reasons that I wasn't asked out in like well, not elementary, but like middle school, because I was such a tomboy. I was trying to figure out who I was, and to be honest, I had like 2 boyfriends in middle school, boyfriends. But so like I said, there are those more common problems where people are just kind of nervous to come up and ask you, and this happens more in middle school, where they'll have their friend come up and ask you, even if they have the guts to do that. It's just, like, I know where they're coming from, because now I'm at the point where I actually ask people out, but it is so nerve-wracking, because even if they say no, you're just like, oh, okay, whatever, but it still kind of hurts, because you're like, damn it, like, what's wrong with me? Am I ugly? Do I just not look appealing to them at all? Like, so many thoughts race through your head, and that might be another thing that might prevent you from asking somebody else out because of that rejection. It goes both ways. So, the other example that I totally drew a blank, but the other example I was talking about is that you're just too busy. In this generation, you are so freaking busy. Like, 80% of people aren't even thinking about relationships anymore until after high school. Of course, you have those little flings that might last for like 2 to 3 weeks, possibly 6 months, and then that's it. And then everybody knows you're dating, everybody knows you break up, and you move on. But I really wouldn't worry about not being asked out. I know that it can make you feel like so insecure and make you question your looks, make you question your person, make you question pretty much everything about yourself. But to be honest, like, don't let it bother you, because I mean, I went through the exact same thing. I wasn't asked out for years. Like, I was actually, I did long distance relationships, but I was like actually technically single almost my entire high school career, and I was very, very insecure at that point. Again, like, my confidence peaked at one point, and then it just dropped again, because I was never asked out. I was never, told I was pretty, nothing like that. So it definitely took a toll on my self-confidence. But then I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, I have my entire life, and even if you're older, if you're like in your 25 to 30 years old, I know people that haven't even gotten married until they were like 45, 50. So there still is no rush. You still are so young at that age. Your life isn't even half over. And you still have all that time to find who's, perfect for you. And not just talking about teen dating, but talking about the whole, like, older adults and stuff between 25 and 40. I feel so bad sometimes, because I feel like when you haven't really found somebody, you kind of settle for the first person that shows an interest in you, and you're never really truly happy. I know so many relationships that have happened because they're like, you know what, I'm 37 and I still don't have a wife or kids or a family. This girl seems interested in me. We've been dating for 6 months. Let's propose to her and get married. Let's get this stuff going, and then it ends up being kind of a miserable relationship. Even if it's tolerable, it's not the one that you really want. And I think it's just that fear that you're never really going to find anybody, you're not going to be asked out again. So as much as this as much as this is directed toward teenagers, it can really affect older adults too. So I'm going to do like a video like this maybe once, twice a week. I'm just going to Google teenage frequently asked questions, and if you have any of your own, please leave them in the comments. or send me a message. Message would be the best because that way I can see them instead of scrolling through comments. I am going to get a Facebook up pretty soon. I don't know about Twitter. I'm not really sure about Twitter. But send me any of your questions. If I really don't get a ton of questions or I answer them as I go along and I run out again, I'm just going to be throwing questions out there. And that is it. I really hope these help you guys. Like I said, I really wish someone did this for me when I was, I'm pretty much not a teenager anymore, but I really wish someone made videos talking to me about frequently asked questions. I will be doing, like, weirder questions, too, like, kind of personal questions, but you know what? Like, you need answers, and I'll give them to you. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video is helpful if you're struggling with this problem, if you know someone that struggled with this problem, or even if you struggled with it before like me and now you're not. But anyways, that was it, guys. I am going to go out. I will talk to you guys next video. Bye!